I love it. I love the synchronicity or the planning. Beautiful songs, beautiful opening. The daily word. I mean, I've chosen that one better myself. You know, embracing life.
Yeah.
So thank you for that opening. And when everything is running together perfectly well, life is good. Even when it's raining out, life is good. But what about when it's not?
Yeah, what about it?
What about chaos and turmoil and stress and anxiety? I actually find when I'm awake enough that those are better opportunities for me to be awake, or to find peace, or to realize the peace that I already am. Right? When life is good and I'm in the flow and everything is rolling and everything is synchronistic and falling into place, sometimes I fall asleep. I lose my way. I get lulled, right? And I'll need something to wake me up. Did I ever tell you about the kitchen from hell? So you may or may not know it. Dimitri said that successful businessman. I love that part, successful, even though I wrote it. Because there's times when I really don't feel success. And I call it the kitchen from hell, which is a term that we use loosely. And they come often. So I design and sell kitchens. I provide kitchen cabinets and products to builders, developers. That's my day job. And people depend on me to measure, order, and provide the kitchen of their dreams.
Oh.
Sometimes, if I'm not paying attention, I can make a mistake. And it could cause some disruptions in people's lives. It could cause disharmony. It could cause unhappiness. And it's all in how I deal with it from there. It all depends on how awake I am at that point. Do I wake up then? So this kitchen from hell, it was a smaller customer. When I term smaller, they don't buy hundreds of kitchens from me. They buy single digits of kitchens. But I've always prided myself in treating the smaller customer the same as the bigger customer, because that's what I have always deemed my success on. That's what I attribute it to. Taking care of everybody the same, treating everybody the same, and making everyone feel like their kitchen is the most important one, and then I'm going to treat them with the same respect and care and precision that I will for somebody buying a bigger one, or many of them. But I didn't do that this time. So often, when people ask me, how's business? Business is good. Business is busy. I'm very busy. I'm busy, busy, busy. I like to use that term, busy, busy. I'm busy. Not enough time in the day. And so often when I get caught up in that turmoil of busyness, I'm always ahead of myself. I'm always thinking about the next job, or the bigger job, or the jobs coming up, or the 15 other jobs. And when I do that, look out. And yep, that's what happened. So it was a small kitchen. It had some challenges to it, but it wasn't out of my realm of capabilities. But I ordered the wrong color. Half of the kitchen got installed. I got a call from my builder. The customer said it's the wrong color. Oh, really? Let me check. Yep, it's the wrong color. Okay, we'll change it. Changed it. The installer wasn't happy. They don't get paid by the hour, they get paid by the job. Customer was already unhappy because what's happening to my kitchen, now it's not going to get done in time. But that wasn't the end. Then there were other things, like some of the cabinets didn't fit even after we changed them. How did that happen? The countertop was the wrong size. How did that happen? The bathroom vanity didn't fit. That's a bigger problem. So it was really looking at this situation and how I was dealing with it. And although I was plodding along and taking care of things as they were coming up, every time something came up, I would go into that anxiety, stress, discomfort, and not wanting it to be here. I wanted it to go away. I wanted this kitchen to go away. I wanted somebody else to take care of it. I wanted the builder to claim the responsibility. I wanted him to say, don't worry about it, Tom. We got this. You just go on with your other jobs, and we'll take care of this.
Not so much.
No, that did not happen. Not only did it not happen, my customer builder called me out on it and actually told me what I was not paying attention, that I wasn't caring, that I wasn't taking responsibility. Ouch. Ouch. And I sat with that all day. And I said, you know what? He's right. That's what I'm doing. I didn't care enough. I didn't treat them the same. I actually thought that my expertise and my capabilities didn't warrant enough attention on this somehow, and that's how I caused this problem. Because I was really looking at the problem in a bigger picture and starting to get anxious and stressed to say, oh my God, what if this happens again? What if this becomes the new me? What if I have to take my bio and change that success to unsuccess? Terrible businessman. Treats his customers like crap. And I just started looking at that, you know, through my turmoil, through the turmoil of wanting it to go away, of pointing fingers at other people, at pointing blame, even though maybe all of the things that happened in this particular circumstance were not my doing. The biggest part of this creation was my creation. And the turmoil was created by me. And how I handled it only exasperated the situation. So once I did that shift, and once I said, yes, he's right, and I wrote him an email and I said, you're right. And I do take responsibility for this. And I want to make it right. And these are the solutions that I have. And it was amazing, the shift, because I know I needed to do that for me, but I also needed to do it for the customer. And the customer came back to me with more solutions to solve this problem, which really took me back to peace. I started feeling good about myself. I said, okay, this is where I want to be. This is how we get things done. This is how we approach and embrace life. This is really the opportunity to see life at its fullest, is from this point, from my center. Because in the turmoil, in the anxiousness, in the finger pointing, and the wanting it to go away, I was the monster. Or was it Friedrich Nietzsche? Said that when we're fighting monsters, let's see if I can find a quote. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become the monster himself. Whoever fights monsters should see to it in the process he does not become the monster himself. And if you gaze long enough into the abyss will gaze back at you. Friedrich Nietzsche. It took my customer to call me out. It took my customer to show me that I was being the monster. So I lost sight of who I came here to be. I got lost in my egoic sense of self-importance. And in that process, separated myself from everyone else and saw a different world, saw a different me. So when I looked at this job as a small job, it really was a big job for me in life. Self-awareness is the key to higher consciousness, right?
Yeah.
So how does that relate to world events, bigger things? Charlottesville, hurricane. If you read the headlines this morning, North Korea testing a hydrogen bomb. So if I look at Charlottesville, do I look at the victim with love and compassion, empathy for the family, for the victim, and all those surrounding them? And do I look at the perpetrator, the person that murdered her? How do I look at him? Do I look at him with contempt, anger, hate? And when I do that, if I do that, how do I feel? So do I feel love when I offer love? Do I feel hate when I'm being in hate, when I'm being in contempt? Do they not both deserve the same love? So it's, like I said, synchronistic. The principle of the day is what? I am one with God. I am also good. And if I am also good, if I am one with God, so is everyone else. So, can I see that? If I can't see it, can I see that I'm not seeing it? Because I really think that that's a start. I think that our human tendency is automatically to rebel, to react, to attack. Yes, I can comfort and love and take care and heal over here, but somehow the human tendency in me wants to be outraged and react and make it right somehow. So it's not, if we look at the second unity principle, that I am one with God, therefore I am also absolute good, and so is everyone. I really have to look at what the principle means, that the true inheritance of who I am is absolute good. How I show up is a different story. What brought me to obtaining a lot of customers was by being really centered in my being, to really come from that place of caring and love and nurturing and wanting to give them the best bang for their buck, if you will. When I came out of that is when I felt that's how I was showing up. Didn't change who I was, it just changes how I was presenting myself. It's the same in everything. And we can be outraged about what's happening. We can be outraged that North Korea is testing hydrogen bombs. And we could be outraged and fearful that we may be reacting. But we have to first become aware of how we are feeling and how I am reacting, and finding the center of peace that I already am. And then, as the song said, God will show the way. Then I will know how to move forward from there. What is mine to do from here? First, I align myself with the Christ essence of who I am, and then I can show up to my fullest and highest as I understand it. Then I can see others as the love that they are. I can see others as the good that they are. What brings someone from so much pain? What was their upbringing that can bring someone to harm another human? How much pain are they suffering? Can I just be present with that? Can I just see that as a call for love? Martin Luther King said, you cannot drive out hate with hate. Only light can drive out darkness. Another one of his speeches, I quote, "I've said to you on many occasions that each of us is something of a schizophrenic. We are split up and divided against ourselves. And there is something of a civil war going on within all our lives. There is a recalcitrant south of our soul, revolting against the north of our soul. And there is something within all of us that causes us to cry out with Plato that the human personality is like a charioteer with two headstrong horses, each wanting to go in different directions. There is something within each of us that causes us to cry out with Apostle Paul, I see and approve the better things in life, but it's the evil things I do. I see and approve the better things of life, but it's the evil things I do. What struggles does a person who becomes so enraged and separate from all human goodness to create such a heinous crime? What suffering has he or she endured? How fearful have they become to think that the only way for them to find peace or happiness is to harm another? Where does darkness end and light begin? Where does love begin and hate end? And who am I being in the midst of chaos? And how can I be the love in the face of hate? We have so many external tools at Unity. We have the workshops, we have Sunday service, we have the beautiful music, we have the daily word, we have all of the lovely people that come up and join together with the single intention of living to their fullest and highest. And we have all of the inherent tools that we've been given. The Christ essence, the oneness that we are. How are we using them? Do you want to see love in the face of hate? Be the love that you are. Do you want to feel peace in the midst of chaos? Be the peace you are. I'll leave you with the quote from Colossians before we go into meditation. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body. And be thankful.